and welcome to Song Woven, or should we call it Shanty Woven, actually, because of the nature of this campaign. I am Tim Dontran, and I will be your narrator for the Blackguard Gallery. Well, we got some new faces around here now, so why don't I go ahead and start throwing some introductions around? Let's start with some of the new folks. It says, can we get a round of applause for our dear new player, Kendra? And of course, we cannot. And of course, we can't forget about Kev.
Hello, everyone.
Oh.
We are not going to pass until Albert gives us a resounding whoop for Kev. Never mind, I guess. Speaking of Albert, oh my goodness, it's Albert! And I am the president of his TikTok characters fan club. It's Victor the Story Weaver! Woo! And of course, we have our two returning players. We have the ever stalwart and ever present Emma Ramasco!
Emma Ramasco, welcome to our pirate campaign.
And of course, to top it all off, we have Jenny Sherrard.
I'm here.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the Blackguards Gallery. Just join the seven of us as we follow the notorious pirates crew of the Blackguards Gallery, who are hot on the trail of what could potentially be their greatest treasure yet. As the group navigates through waters home to an ongoing war, their past lives that they've turned away from threatens to catch up to them. Adventure, politics, hijinks, all things guaranteed, all running and powered on Level Up Advanced 5th Edition. Says Level Up Advanced 5th Edition is a module created by N Publishing, a very generous group of people who decided to sponsor our little adventure. The module is over 600 pages long, and it's I think I can talk for a lot of people here. It's a fantastic read. I think we're all pretty big fans of what we've read so far. It says they are a wildly passionate group of people, and it says I am forever thankful that they sponsored us and on our quirky little pirate adventure. Please check out the links below to go check out the website and maybe check out their books and such if you like the adventure that much. And just to throw it on top of there, we are all currently, most of us here are currently in the learning process and trying to get things going. This is our first foray. I almost said foyer, which is a weird word. First foray.
We're in the foyer.
We're in the foyer. Foyer. As our first foray into the module, so expect us to kind of like work out the kinks as we go and try to figure things out. With that said, is everyone ready for some D&D?
Level Up
Advanced
5th Edition.
5th edition.
Imagine if we just said no. That'd be awkward.
That's the sponsor stream, guys. People refusing to play your module.
I will say, to talk more about Level Up A5E is that what's really cool is they have it expands a lot on the exploration part of the game, but also like us, we're super familiar with 5th edition. It just expands on the game. It's completely backwards compatible.
Goodness, yes.
You can just take elements of it you like for your game and you can use it to add more options for your game. But if your players are all familiar with 5th edition, they'll understand what they're doing here easier than switching to a completely different system, which is really cool for groups like ours. There's a lot of groups like ours that started on 5e only, and so Advanced 5th Edition is really good for that. Mm-hmm. And I'm very excited to try it for the first time.
It expands so much and it changes a lot of things, and every change it makes, yes, I agree that this is a great change. Blessing. So good. With that said, for realsies now. Are we ready to plunge ourselves into the Blackguard's gallery? Please say yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Arr.
The year is 1476 PR, or post-reckoning. As times pass and civilizations grow, humanity's unnatural need for control has drawn lines across the continents in the world of Sanjalor. And as the mortals of the material plane continue to innovate endlessly with new technology and new ways to manifest their magic, they further push their boundaries into the natural world. Nowadays, it has become a common understanding between everyone that when you're staring out towards the sea, you are staring at territory. Law-bearing territory. But, for a select few, this is not, and never will be, the truth. Our story takes place in the Riverian Ocean, an ocean that is stuck in the clash between two nations, the Confederation of Arhandor and the Anarian Empire. This conflict has been going on for years, but has struck a fever pitch within the last few months. The battles between both of their navies have become more frequent, and as such, merchant ship routes now avoid the Riverian Ocean in almost its entirety. Not just merchants, but would-be explorers who wish to understand what the Riverian Ocean has to offer. But this story does not follow an ordinary lot. We part through a storm-filled sky onto a patch of the ocean that has lost every sense of pattern and direction. On this patch of the ocean, one lone ship miraculously maneuvers between the sharp rocks, angry torrents, and terrible winds. The Inustakar, a gigantic naval fortress that was not built for maneuvering through waters like these, but rather for war. But when the Blackguards take what's theirs, they make it their own. Now, can I go ahead and have everyone roll initiative?
What kind of initiative?
Everyone please roll initiative with Dex.
Cool.
Dexterity. Okay.
Oh, never mind. Ignore that then.
I rolled a 12.
12. Thank you.
I'm starting strong with a 3.
Gotcha.
I'm starting strong with a 2, so get out of my way.
16, baby.
No, actually, that's Daphne's. I lied.
I'm also at a 12.
Wait, I didn't even roll. Hold on. It's not letting me roll.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, I'm stuck on the card thing.
Why does it say, why does it say wisdom perception?
Out of my way.
You have to click the little drop down underneath initiative and change it to dexterity.
I thought I did?
For the folks at
That
home,
says dexterity?
for the folks at home, ability checks aren't tied to a single attribute anymore. Now you can roll with certain things. Like I can ask for people to make an intimidation check with strength. Just
Which
something...
I think is the base rule in 5th edition, isn't it? But like at least like the character sheet for this is cool because you can just switch it at will.
Isn't it Dex for normally in 5th edition?
Normally, yeah. But I mean like for the skill checks in general, they say I think you're supposed to be able to do different. I don't
Alright.
remember.
Real quick, 20 to 15.
16.
16. Oh boy.
Someone did.
Can we make sure that I'm not using the dummy Hilgen that we made, like the sample one?
Oh, I did it right. 19. 19. I did it.
19. Thank you. All right.
Timmy, can you delete
Yeah.
Victor's extra sheet?
Yes.
Yeah, the empty one.
Okay.
So I think that's what's happening.
I see.
And 14 to 10.
12.
12. We're both 12.
Okay, both of you. That's completely okay.
There we go. Oh, okay.
Let's see
So
what we
Victor got 24.
Okay.
Ooh, the music got loud for me.
Go to
And then
audio
we
and
got-
video and turn that down.
One eye all the way at the bottom. All right. we pan in on a ship that is currently being tossed about in the waves. A panic has currently taken over the entire ship. As you can see, as lightning strikes in the background and people scatter about, attempting to follow the orders of the person who is currently sat at the very height of the ship. The captain who surveys over all. Emma, can you please describe your character, please?
So, peering down upon a 2'11" figure, you would assume from above you are staring at a small albino child in a large tricorn hat. But if you were to peer into this creature's face, you would see the face of a halfling woman. Specifically in Advanced 5th Edition, this is a Twilight Touched halfling. You see ears that have an array of dangling earrings, extensive scarring deep into her, covering her mouth. She's wearing loose-fitting clothes and a long jacket, and strapped across her body you see multiple pistols, 8 to be exact. And as the rain is beating down on her hat, she's keeping a very demure expression as the winds batter around.
As you are surveying the chaos, as the front of your ship has become invisible, swallowed up by the intense storm happening in front of you, you do see a figure carving a shape within the rain clouds. As you see, kind of like forcing his way up the steps, trying to get to you with all of his strength his old body can allow him right now, with a very like twiddled white hair. It used to be salt and pepper, but now it's all salt. A very like skinny, sort of like scrawny half orc, Clarence, who is currently making his way past the he's making his way upwards towards you. As he's fighting against the storm, he looks towards the person manning the helm, and he just goes, "All right, keep it steady, Helgen." And as the camera goes over to the one person keeping the ship together right now, from not plowing into the rocks. Who do we see, Victor? Holding
You guys see wood elf with tan skin and some thin dreads with trinkets on his hair, a hoodie that at this point has fallen with the wind and the rain. He's wearing some very tattered looking clothing that looks like someone who's always ready to dive into either wilderness or disguise or cover and hiding. And he's had some leather braces and armor. As he hears that, and he just goes, "If you keep telling me that one more time, I swear to you that you are going to be the one swimming today."
If we don't focus hard enough, then it's going to be all of us, Helgen.
Do not tempt me.
All right, I won't. As you're currently, Helgen, you are in a very big moment of stress right now. As you're just manning the wheel, shouting orders at people, half mast, full mast, pull the mast down. I need you to give me a I need you to give me a water vehicle check.
Okay.
First roll of the game.
First roll of the game.
Besides initiative.
Let's go.
What if we crash the ship right now?
Jenny.
Welcome to the finale of the Blackguard's Gallery.
Welcome to the finale.
It's only the first episode. We can just restart the campaign, right? what the viewers don't know is this is the third time we tried this.
For the viewer,
We got through 3 ships.
for the viewers at home, there is a new status condition in the book called Doomed. That means after a certain amount of time, you will just die instantly. And let's see what happens with Hilgen here. What did you roll?
That's 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Absolutely perfect. So, there's a saying amongst the ship. If Hilgen can't control it, no one can. Hilgen, you are managing just fine to to like dodge and weave through this huge like aimlessly throughout this whole throughout the waters in front of you. You have no idea where you are right now. Your map has flown away. Everything is wet. You are in survival mode, and you are responsible for the survival of everyone on this ship. So no pressure. But you act great under pressure. As you narrowly avoid a huge sharp rock. It does dink the ship a little bit, a little touch that causes the ship to shake. As that happens, you see Clarence kind of like hold onto a railing, holding onto his back, and he goes, "Oh my goddamn back!" Ugh. As he's making his way upwards towards the captain, and he just got Clarence goes up towards you, or shielding his face from the rain. He says, "Now I reckon you want all hands on deck, right?"
As he's saying that, she's just flipping a coin in between her fingers.
Yes, that's a very nice coin.
And he hears a voice then in his head that says, "What gets broken without being held?"
The ship in a storm?
No, Humphrey. No, Clarence. My God, your name. A promise.
Oh, that's a really good one. That's a really good one,
nice?
Cap.
Isn't that fun? Let's make a deal, right? Okay, heads, we make it through the storm. Tails, we don't. Ready? What are you betting?
I really wouldn't want to put that on a coin flip, but
Here we go.
Let's do it.
She flips it.
Roll a one.
Slaps it down.
If you want to actually flip it, roll
Yes,
a
I
one.
do.
Roll a 1d2. Number one is heads, 2 is tails.
1d2. I only see D4 on my
Slash
thing.
R space 1d2.
Slash R space 1d2. 1. Not
Perfect.
1.
Heads. So we're good.
So you unveil the coin to yourself. It's heads. You make it through.
Well, look at that. This will be fun.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Well, if the coin says so.
Then it must be true. And she'll jump off and scurry over to Hildren. And you feel a gentle pat on your lower leg, because that's probably as high as she reaches. And he'll hear a voice in his head saying, "And how are we doing over here?"
Hilgen, you can see that while he's managing this whole thing, it's taking everything from him to do it. And as he's doing this thing, at some point having to hold, and he has a moment to just look at you. The fact that you have to answer that ask me that question is a little insulting at this point, if you have to know. And he's just like, of course we are doing fine.
As she watches him go flying, she starts clapping and go, "Bravo, bravo, your performance every time. I'm stunned by this. Now, tell me, can you give us a 180? Give us a spin. Come on now."
Are you trying to get us killed? Or did you want us to survive?
I never wanted to say this before, but listening to the captain's optional sometimes.
And by the way, he knows this because while Hildren is hearing this in his head, she's using sign language so that Clarence can understand what she's communicating to him. And
Hilgen looks at Aura for a moment with that thing of like, you always do this. But then he just looks at her and smiles, and he continues to sail as he waits for a moment where he feels he manages to put enough inclination or veering the ship in one direction, just enough so that when the gust of wind happens and he feels the yang, he lets the helm go for a moment and then lets it go full and then grabs it again and then looks at her. Do not ever tell me I do not do anything for you.
My hair used to be black. I just want to say that right now.
At this, she takes off one of the guns in her holsters and does a couple bangs in the air in celebration. Boom, boom, boom.
Money.
I'm gonna win everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and get everyone else. Lightning thunders in the distance as the ship legitimately, like, high tides is like crashing onto the ships. Clarence makes his way down as entering up from the quarters below, having gotten reinforcements. Also a little stressed out at the moment, as a swath of people of assortment of deckhands kind of like head out and begin to take orders from Helgen and Captain Aura. We see the first mate.
Daphne is a plain touched warlock. And specifically for plain touch, she is a tiefling with pale white skin, white horns, in a hurry. But then she sees Clarence, and as she's coming up, she goes, "Were those gunshots?"
No, that was lightning. Don't worry about it. Just, hey. I know you just came back up here, and, bless your heart, we need to get everyone up here.
Okay, she turns around.
Hey, fetch that boy, Zachariah. I know he's in the middle of a well-deserved rest right now, but I think he needs to be the one that needs to be the most out here right now.
Zachariah starts going towards wherever he is. Room.
You begin to head down as you see as the ship's being tossed. So the Ustakar, huge naval fortress, so it is a lot of running, and you're getting to the quarterdeck. That's all the way towards the bottom. So you are making the sprint. As you see the stuff on the inside gets tossed around as all the hammocks and all the cannons begin to all roll around. You see one of your deck, one of the crew, one of the deckhands, Coco, a kobold, fly through the air. As Squigs, the other kobold who's usually paired with him, is like, "Go no!" And it's being tossed about. People are falling over and just trying to get by. As you begin to make your way down to and yelling at everyone, "Get up there! Go to the top!" So we shift over. As thunder strikes in the distance and chaos is happening outside, we go towards the one place that miraculously has some calm in it. The air is fragrant, with green onions being fried in oil, and garlic. Says
Oil like this?
Not oil.
He's used to it.
There is a sort of centered energy in this one room right now, as we are hearken to the sounds of knife hitting a cutting board. Can we please get a description of the cook of the ship?
Yeah, on the cutting board, you guys see a green orc with a very beautiful braided beard, a bandana, and some nice golden earrings that are adorning his ears. He seems very much in control of his body, despite his size. And he is moving through the kitchen with an elegance that you wouldn't otherwise expect of an orc. And you just see him with one foot holding ingredients and chopping stuff up and just cooking, despite the ship shaking like crazy. And
Did you say
it's just Humphrey.
You're holding the ingredients with your foot?
Yeah, everything just
Like,
How do you think it gets the taste, the food that we have? That's why it has unique just the car taste.
Foot fungi
You also
give you
cut
the
with his feet.
umami flavor.
you can also cut
but-
with his feet. And he's wearing just normal linen clothes and a beautiful apron that says "Kiss the Cook" embroidered on it.
Humphrey, this is your domain. This is the domain in which you create all oodles of food for the entirety of the Blackguards. Despite the chaos going on outside, and you're pretty sure that those were gunshots, there is a serenity in here that is being unmatched. I will say for you though that the past few weeks have been a little bit difficult, because the supplies on this ship have been getting shorter and shorter and less, and the amount of dishes you have are getting less and less. You are at the very bottom of the pantry, basically. All the whiskey is gone, all of it. All the rum is gone. Someone drank all of it. So hopefully that gets fixed up soon. But Humphrey, as you're currently cutting an onion, there and and a potato flies through the room and you manage to catch it, just like not even looking up. You hear something that makes your heart drop. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The sound of a rat.
Oh no, not you again. I go looking for it. Where did the sound come from?
Give me a perception check.
All right. Oh gosh.
This is what stresses him out the most. Not the ship in terror. The rat.
Perception.
The bond of the.
Someone has
So that's-
invaded the piece.
That's a 19 that I just rolled.
That's a 19.
Plus 4.
All right.
Will it be the rat?
I'll roll a stuff. I rolled a 12. Humphrey, you whirl around, and then all of a sudden, standing on top of one of the shelves, almost as if it was expecting you, there is a rat with its little paws currently holding onto an egg. Not a cooked egg, just a raw egg. And you are short of those. It stares at you, almost expectantly. This has been a nemesis of yours for 1.5 years. It's little bastard.
Oh no. I look for like a cracker or something small, and I'll try to offer a trade.
Parlay.
Parlay.
Legitimately, I'm dead serious. Make a persuasion check.
All right. I'm not good at those. Persuasion. Yeah, that's just an 11.
As you hold a cracker, and you kind of inch closer to this strangely like really good at surviving rat, because this is the only rat that's been on the Eustacar for a while. As you get closer, and you inch ever so closer, holding the cracker out, the door to the kitchen opens up. Humphrey! And as that happens, the rat drops the egg, cracks against the ground, and just scurries away.
Is it Clarence?
It is Clarence.
Clarence! We don't have a lot of
Humphrey!
eggs left. What do you want?
Well, I'm surprised you're cooking in the middle of all this storm anyways.
Well, yeah, we have to eat at some point. What do you want?
Hopefully after the storms pass. We need everyone on deck. Everyone's being thrown around, and also the captain's telling Illusion to do 180s with the ship, so maybe there's another steady voice that we need up there.
Oh, bother. Not again.
Right?
Okay, I just, like, turn off the stove, I guess. We have a stove. Turn off the fire. We're, like, looking at the egg with a tear in my eye. Also from the onions that I cut before. All right. Let's do this.
It's okay. We'll get another one. Just,
And, I follow Clarence.
as he follows it out, he does say, like, I told them my hair used to be black. You remember that, right? And as you begin to go through the chaos.
Keep the stories for later, Clarence.
Hidden away in the barge of the ship, all the way towards the bottom, a young woman sits on a chair next to the only place where the Blackguards keep their books. Placed down here to do some of the handiwork. She's already completed her job, and so she has been partaking in some light reading. That's when the storms kicked up, and now everything's being thrown around. As things fly about, she's forced to put her hand on the great sword leaning against the wall. As this young woman looks towards the great sword, Kendra, can you please describe what she sees in the reflection of the sword?
Yeah, so she sees a younger human woman. She's about in her early 20s. She's very muscular in frame, has like a scar on her cheek and long auburn hair, and surprise, surprise, an eye patch on her one eye. She's like light green eyes, and if you were to like Google pirate outfits, she's wearing like basically that. She's like big and mean and pirate. That's her essence.
One-eyed Jane. You are currently watching your entire work, your entire day's work unveil before you. Seated in a sort of like the nook in the barge, you see all these other men and women scramble around picking things up. The crates you stacked are all just completely like fallen over now. This entire day's work has been wasted, and all of these men and women in front of you, they're not doing a good job. It's at this point, kind of like holding onto your sword in one hand and the book in the other, just trying to keep yourself balanced. You see a young elven woman kind of like walk in front of you. She's one of the other deckhands here. She is a pale elf with darkened eyes and a forever glower on her face. She has a little ascot on. You know her to be Brooke. It's at this point, as she's kind of like pushing a crate off to the side and just kind of like dealing with the chaos as well, she looks towards you with the book in your hand, and she just goes, "Do you feel like helping, Jane?"
You can see her like grip on the greatsword kind of like tighten a little bit in response to that. And she just like, see her take a deep breath, like, Jane?
That's your name, isn't it?
Feel like there's a part missing to that name. We've been over this.
Why don't I make it easy for us then?
Mm.
As you see, she pulls out a knife from from like a little holster on her hip.
Dane smiles at that, like excitedly.
The two of you trade like daring looks at each other. Hers is really grumpy. She's really grumpy. As she just goes, if I remove that eye, I don't have to call you One-Eyed Jane anymore, right?
You can try. And she'll like point the greatsword in her direction.
As she just takes one step towards you, Daphne, you are crossing like the threshold. You're heading down towards the quarter, and you see One-Eyed Jane and Brooke, two members of the ship, about to like with their blades drawn, about to go at it. There is
All
a
hands on deck. She's been yelling to everyone she passes, and then she just sees them. She's like.
There was a noticeable like chill in the room. Like there was chaos outside, and when they started talking to each other, all the other deckhands were like, "Uh-oh," and they just stopped whatever they were doing.
Go.
As you say, go. Like all the other deckhands begin to like go up, make their way upwards. Brooke looks at you, One-Eyed Jane, and she just like with a quick flick of her wrist, you see the knife slides beneath her sleeve. Later, and she just almost like stomps away, walking up the ship.
Dane will just kind of like put the longsword attached to her back, and she'll be like, "I'll miss you." All right, let's do this.
Are they
As you say, like I'll miss. as you say, I'll miss you. She whirls back immediately, and she just
I'll wink at her.
I won't. As the dagger comes out again, Daphne, you're witnessing all of this.
No, yeah, she already steps up and puts her hand on Brooke's shoulder and goes, "Go, both of you. I don't care what's going on right now. Go."
She listens to you, Daphne. The dagger quickly disappears again, and she looks at you, One-Eyed Jane. She just goes, "One more comment at me, and I'll make you regret the day your mother first kissed her father." And she just whirls and walks. And it's just the two of you at the moment.
Daphne just seems too stressed out for anything.
So
She goes, she does, I guess she will go too. She goes, One-Eyed Jane, she always calls you what you want. At least, One-Eyed Jane, have you seen Zachariah?
No, I've been busy, and I'll kind of look around the room that I was in. That's now chaos and messy. I was, busy. I gotta do this again later, but no, I haven't seen him.
All right, well, go ahead up.
Aye, aye. And she'll give you a little salute and head up to the top of the deck.
Zachariah. Warmth. You feel the sun on your face. Currently, you are situated in a tent on a beach. As your eyes open up, you realize that you've been asleep for a while. The sun is out there. You can hear the tide slowly creeping up the beach side. As you stretch a little bit and yawn, you realize that there's one other person here on the beach. If you'll just give me a moment. As you look, as you sit up and look towards the horizon, you see the beautiful big blue ahead of you, and the other big blue beneath, creating the picture perfect image of the sky meeting the ocean in one picturesque view. You're currently in a tent that you fashioned the night before in your travels. You notice one other person here. A half-elf with olive-colored hair, currently with his naked feet, standing on the beach. You notice the sea foam trickling up and touching his feet, as currently he has what seems to be a hermit crab crawling along the top of his hand. At this moment, you catch him gently lowering his hand to the ground, and the hermit crab obliges, dismounting his hand and making his way off into the ocean. What are you doing?
I stretch a little more. Kind of plop down for a second. It's comfortable, yeah. I really want to get up, but kind of peel back the covers. Sit up, kind of crawl out from the tent.
As you
and just kind of and just kind of as I get out of the tent, I'm not gonna go over. I'm just kind of lean up against it. Realize it's the tent doesn't have any. It's not gonna support my weight. But I think I just sit and kind of just admire the view.
At that moment, and this always happens between the both of you on your little adventures. It's big sleepover energy is when you wake up before your friend and you're always checking if they're awake. As you lean against the tent, there's a quick glimpse you see from the eyes of this other half-elf on the beach. As his eyes avert towards the skyline again. Real quick, have I frozen?
No.
I haven't. Okay. Cool. Everyone's just really good at keeping still. He goes, "Good morning. You missed a oops. Good thing we have a backup. There we go. Never mind. I need to get the backup. You good, Jenny?"
Yeah, Discord just crashed. It was weird.
Oh
Good
no.
thing we're pre-recording.
I know, right?
We got that at least.
Fix it in post.
So
It is snowing right now. That might be part of it. My connection gets so bad when it snows.
Zachariah, you hear, "Good morning. You missed a visit from a little friend."
I just kind of look over a little farther down the beach where the crab is walking. I'll have to stop by again.
Perhaps. His name was Hermie.
Should I be jealous?
You. He looks at you smiling. He just goes, "You and all your boundless glory? I don't think you should be jealous of much, if I'm being completely honest." He pats the wet patch of sand next to him.
I go over and just kind of plop down.
As you plop down, he snakes an arm around you on top of your shoulder. And he's smitten with the view ahead of him. The thing is, you know him. He's always smitten. He is very free with his love, and he finds every reason to. So you probably know what he's going to say next because he has said it 1,000 times before. He goes, "Isn't it such a lovely view?"
Kind of look over at him. Yeah.
When the sky is like that.
Yeah, the sky, that's what I mean.
When the colors mend together. Come now, Zach. He gives you a little nudge.
All right,
Indulge me a little bit.
Yep, the sky.
He sees you, and he kind of like squints at you a little bit.
You know, you explained why the sky looks like that hundreds of times.
Doesn't mean I can love it any less. Do you think me to be unwise in my love,
No,
Zach?
I think you're possibly one of the smartest people I know.
That's high praise. I mean, I can love the beach. I can love Hermie. I can love the ocean. I can love the sky. That's so easy. That's as easy as putting a piece of copper in my pocket. But to love despite, I think, is something that is much more pure and perfect than to love knowing. His hand gently wraps around yours, Zach.
Probably catches it as I'm like sliding into his pocket to look for that copper that he said that was in there.
you catch one hand, and you catch his one hand as it tries to grab yours. And as you slide your hand into his pocket, and he allows you to, there's a little chuckle that escapes from him as you do so. You don't pull out copper, just pull out a bunch of star-shaped shells. Something for the road.
I'll take one and pocket it myself. I'll slide the rest back in his.
I think it's worth more than any copper. He goes, but as I was saying, to love despite. As he just kind of gently wrestles his hand out of your grip and then holds your hand, enveloping you in its warmth. This goes, I think you can be the most evil and terrible emperor or whatnot, or anything, and I think I would still find every reason to love you.
I think I'm not.
Maybe tonight you can try. I think it'll be very fun. Oh, don't get bashful, dear.
No, I'm just. Was the sun setting or put? No, it's going up, right?
Let's go. Maybe when we're done exploring the world, I'll get a better chance to explore you.
What's with you this morning?
The sky is beautiful. The beach is nice. I had a nice meeting with a little friend. He has a story, you know.
Really? I'm interested.
A knight abandoned him in the middle of the ocean. And as he goes on and on, you notice that his voice begins to muffle. And then he becomes mute. The vision of him in front of you, very clear, full of color. It is the man you know. But as the ocean begins to rise, the sound of the tides begin. to drown out this this visage. And you awake with a as rain patters on your face on your now open porthole, currently within your quarters in the unused car. You're back.
I sit up immediately and reach over to my bedside and grab my notebook and furiously flip through it, read, some of the most recent entries, and begin just marking down.
As you begin marking it down furiously, kind of like wiping your face. Some of the rain is kind of like pouring into the room, and the ship is swaying incredibly hard. Zachariah, you don't sleep much. You don't get too many moments of respite, and that's a self-imposed sort of deal with you. As you look up to see that the weather has gotten exponentially worse, your vision crosses the sole mirror in your room. Can you please describe what Zachariah sees in the mirror?
He looks over at the mirror. Looks like what he remembers. He's just a tall, kind of handsome, kind of roguish fellow, human, tanned skin. He has this kind of like darker brown hair that he's got sort of pulled back out of his eyes with like a red bandana on, just to keep it out of his face for the most part. He has a very simple, one of those sort of loose-fitting kind of party shirts that kind of flows in the breeze, with a couple buttons unbuttoned, just let the chest out, Around his neck is, on a very simple chain, there is this sort of like a locket, about the size of a compass, with this kind of very reflective blue kind of mirror in it. No real clue as to its real function, although it does look like there's a piece missing. He has this kind of handsome stubble, and he's now wet from the rain pouring in through that open porthole. So he's like glistening a little bit, and he sort of turns his attention back down to his hands, which is where he has this just like very worn leather journal. It seems like it's seen a lot of love and a lot of time and effort put into it. And he sort of shifts to kind of put his back to the porthole so it doesn't get wet. And as he finishes reading through it, writing down everything he can remember, closes it.
Zachariah, you're in the cold of this room. The area where your hand was held in the vision that you had, it's warm. The warmth has been retained. As you kind of ponder on it for a moment, the locket lights up. And as the locket lights up, there is a knock on the door.
Yes?
Daphne.
Zachariah, we need you.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Quickly.
Yep.
Please.
Yep. Quick. Yep. I'll kind of safely tuck away my journal, since I can tell it's raining outside, and grab my stuff, sort of throw on my belt, which has this sort of like very nice rapier sheaths in it. Make sure I'm decent and open the door. Daphne.
Clarence says you
Clarence.
can help with this. She's just already turning to go.
Do I follow?
Yes.
Coming.
Follow.
You begin to make your way upwards. Daphne, you are at the height of your stress right now. As you're making your way up, everything's like falling off. Everything's falling to the side. Crates are moving. Hammocks are swaying. Coco, one of the kobolds, comes up to you with a knife in his abdomen, and he just goes, Daphne, I don't know how this happened.
She just picks him up.
You pick him up, yeah.
Don't take it out yet. Okay.
The other kobold Squigs in the other side of the room goes, don't take it out.
She's just... Okay, we're going to find... What's the name of the healer again?
Ravi.
Ravi.
Never a dull moment on this ship, huh, Daph?
No, never.
Never a dull moment on the Injusticar.
Injusticar.
Yep, that's what I said.
How do you say it? As you're just holding Coco with the knife in his stomach.
It's Injusticar, and we have apparently more than one emergency, so... Not that this doesn't happen every week anyway, she says with the kobold in her arms.
You begin, Zachariah, you begin to head toward, you're just following Daphne,
yeah,
correct?
I just follow Daphne around, so yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All hands on deck that she assumes the healer is also up there. So she's taking everyone up.
You begin to head up towards the deck.
I'll pick up the other kobold.
The other kobold Squigs has the knife in his hand, and as he has a wound. He removed it. He removed the knife already. That was why he was like, "Wait, you're not supposed to remove it."
Daff, do I put it back in or?
Yeah. No, don't put it back in. She takes off her jacket real quick. Just put pressure on it.
You're in the middle taking off your jacket, and Squig's already like, whoosh, I'm safe.
Oh, never mind.
Just go.
And you're going as the both of you make your way upwards. As the both of you make your way upwards, everyone, you, Clarence, like I'm talking to myself, Humphrey, you alongside Clarence make your way up towards the ship first. And you notice that, it's just absolute chaos up here. You see Captain Aura and the helmsman Hiljan currently at the top, trying to do everything, and also manifesting some cool tricks at the same time. You just see them doing that. What are they currently doing?
What are Hiljan and Aura currently doing?
Yes.
I believe that she, as Hiljan's flying out, I think as Hiljan's going back and forth, Aura's like sliding in between him, like a game, like trying to avoid getting hit by him, but dancing around his feet as he goes flying from one side to the other.
Oh God, we're gonna die. Clarence, go.
The worst part of this is that he's actually doing great at the navigation. He's just having the time of his life.
Just fucking around.
Just fucking around.
So that's what you see, Humphrey, as soon as you get on top.
Oh, brother. Captain, Hiljan, I was told all hands on deck. What are the orders?
At this point, Aura perks up and you hear a voice in your head, Humphrey, that says, "Now tell me, Humphrey, I cannot talk, but I always reply when spoken to. What am I?"
Is she giving you a riddle?
I don't know.
Is she giving you a riddle?
Yeah.
God damn it. What's a riddle?
And
I
then
relate to him.
she signs an echo, and then you see her sign, "Where's my first mate?"
And I sign like still getting people.
And then she signs to you, "Then you will be my echo." And she's going to issue the following commands for you to give out, since Daphne is not yet aboard.
All right.
Following commands being, Clarence, make sure that folks are safely tied to the ship. Jasper and Humphrey sails down at the back. Zachariah, I need you to direct Hilgen to keep us away from land to avoid a lee shore. So she's just boom, 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 boom.
Okay, and I just like scream it out.
Clarence, go, go, go. Do that.
All right, got it. I got that back. And he starts going. Zachariah, Daphne, and One-Eyed Jane are currently not on the top yet, but those orders will be relayed as soon as they get up.
Yeah.
By this point, Humphrey, everyone on the ship, like you are one of the original members of the Blackguards. People, you are held in high regard. They listen to you immediately. People moving at your order. By this point, Captain Aura, you see a pair of people. First, Brooke, coming up onto the ship. She has this big scowl at like everything around her. She just sighs. And following closely behind her is One-Eyed Jane.
She will relay through Humphrey. One-Eyed Jane and Brooke, I need to furl the lower course sail for me, please.
All right. You guys, do that.
Just goes, "You're pairing me with her?"
Just do it. Come
Don't
on.
mess.
You hear like you hear a garbled chuckle from those standing close to Aura.
there is a very noticeable, like, very deepened scowl as she looks towards you, One-Eyed Jane. She just goes, "Don't mess this up," and she just starts heading towards where she needs to go.
I'll just like follow behind her with a smile on my face, like calling after her, "Don't be afraid, I'll protect you." Is like I follow behind her, kind of like teasing her a little bit.
Twitching in the eyes from her. And by this point, two recently mysteriously stabbed kobolds, followed by the first mate and the navigator.
I think we're still holding them, right?
Yes.
I'm immediately calling out, looking for Robbie. Do I see Robbie?
You see yes, I would say that you definitely see Robbie amidst the chaos. Currently, like holding up, kind of like throwing up, kind of like lowering the mast, controlling the speed of the ship, the commands of others. A dwarf, with full black hair and like heavy bags under his eyes.
Okay, she just immediately goes, "Robbie, we need healing."
What? And he says that, and then he sees you, and he goes, "Oh, sorry." Healing? What happened to them? I don't know. The kobolds go, "What do you mean? Put him down." Rolls up his sleeves. Everyone's drenched up here. As he starts to frantically, like, what the fuck, starting to heal, right there in the middle of the storm. Everyone's on deck. As everyone's listening currently to the the captain's orders, being echoed by Humphrey. We're gonna go ahead.
Right, Scalawags. Let's get moving. Go, go, go. Captain's orders.
Aura signs scallywags. Really, Humphrey?
Aye.
Everyone, we're gonna do our first group check.
Hold on. You get an expertise dice on this from me.
And you get an additional expertise dice. You guys have expertise dice rolled on stuff according to the ship when you're being commanded by the captain. So we're gonna go down the line real quick. So Captain Aura, can I please get a straight up? Can I please get up a straight let's see, a persuasion check from you?
Straight persuasion?
Or do you have a skill specialty with leadership specifically?
I believe that I do. 1 second while I pull up my sheet. I have it in leadership, correct. Yes, I do have a specialty in leadership.
Is that what specific skill is that?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Give me that.
Roll that. I keep clicking the button, but I don't know if it worked. No, it did not. So let me try again.
It might have come up with like a pop-up thing.
Oh, input value. I see. Charisma. We're learning the sheets as we go, and then it is a specialty. So yes, include my specialty. So that is a 26.
Okay. Absolutely. Daphne, Humphrey, and One-Eyed Jane, please three of you give me an athletics check.
Athletics.
And you add a d6 to it.
All right.
While they're rolling that, folks at home, expertise is done differently in this system. Expertise in 5th edition is you add double your proficiency. But here, when you have expertise, you roll an additional d4, or you have 2 expertise, it becomes a d6, and it stacks.
How do I add the... Is there a way for me to do it with just the roll? From the roll? Or do I need to manually add a d6?
I believe...
Add it.
I'll do it manually.
Okay.
I got a 19.
19?
I have a 30.
I rolled
A
really
30.
good.
Yeah. Got it.
22.
22? All right. The 3 of you helping your way around the ship, throwing your weight around. You guys hear through Humphrey's orders, combined with the screaming of people who are getting blasted by waves, and also there's Coco and Squigs flying through the air, and Ravi, the healer, is trying to go chasing them down and trying to catch them. You guys are completely like following every order like beautifully. I will say for you, One-Eyed Jane, there seems to be a hidden competitiveness within Brooke right now, who is not doing as well as you because you are very strong.
I'm just cackling the entire time. I'm like one-upping her the entirety of what we're doing.
She notices. Hiljan, please give me a water vehicle check with a D6 on top of it.
Come on, Hiljan.
D6 on top of it.
Let go.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Hiljan.
Ah, beautiful.
Nice.
That's without the D6, by the way.
Oh, add the D6.
So dirty 20. Or is it nat 20?
Wait, how can I roll just a regular D6 over here?
Flash R space 1d6 in the chat box.
Also in the upper left-hand corner, if you mouse over the little die there, you can click on dice as well to roll.
Oh, I see it.
So 22.
So 22 total.
Nice.
Goodness. And for the last one, for the person next to Hiljan giving with the compass and a map, trying to surmise everything and navigate through this storm. Zachariah, please give me a navigation tools check.
All right. So we have 2 expertise die because of the captain, right?
Yes.
And then I have masterwork navigator's tools, so I get an additional one. So it's a D8. Survival. I have wayfinding and survival. That wouldn't apply here, right?
I'll allow that to apply. Definitely, it carries over.
D10.
Let go.
Okay, I'm glad that I had that. Okay. That's a 7 plus a 10 on the die, so that's 17 plus proficiency 21. What stat am I applying?
You are applying your you're applying whatever would apply to your navigation. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's your intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's worse.
Or your wisdom.
Okay, I'll do wisdom. So 17, 21, 22.
22. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So to explain to the viewers real quick, group checks is a check rolled by everyone to attain a certain objective. The group check fails when exactly half or less of them succeed the check. But there is a critical success if everyone succeeds. For our first group check, it's a critical one. Everyone succeeds.
Woo!
Barrel roll the ship, and we're just fine.
Well done, me hearties.
The next 30 minutes are absolutely like filled with chaos, taking orders left and right, trying to figure out what to do. But Captain Aura, amidst all this chaos, which you breathe and you sleep, you guide your crew through this entire foray. After 30 minutes of frantic action and going back and forth, eventually, to everyone's relief, the rain feels like it dies down. The water around you becomes calm, and the is steady. There comes a point where everyone realizes you can finally take a moment of relief. For everyone except for One-Eyed Jane, your muscles are sore as hell. You guys are absolutely drenched. And for your reward, you get calm waters and a sky that is the color of television when turned to a dead channel. It is black and gray up there. Yeah. But so you see certain folks, when they realize it's over, they just collapse. Finally, a moment of tranquility between you all.
Can I, real quick, Timmy, can I try to get back on my computer?
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and turn it to the backup thing. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we pausing?
For a moment, yeah. How's everyone doing?
Yeah. Yay! Good.
Lovely.
I need to explain what my class is.
I don't know if you noticed. I was muted. I don't know if the music's been looping. I've noticed it like just being quiet. I wasn't sure if it was intentional or it.
Oh, it's
So I wasn't sure if like.
It's a little. I made it a little quiet just for the stream purposes.
Okay.
I hear piano right now.
Yeah, no, right now it is. Just I've noticed sometimes it like plays through once and then it just stops, and I wasn't sure if you meant for it to loop or not. So.
Oh, oops. All right, that's a good call.
Stop hearing it altogether.
I just turned it off. There we go. Okay.
I know I do that sometimes in Roll20 where I'm like, okay, perfect, and then the music plays through once and then it stops, and I'm like, no, I wanted that to.
Roll20 is really wonky when you play it on the playlist. But
Yeah.
anyways, getting back into it. This ship hangs on calmer waters now as you navigated through the Thief's Crest. The reason why the new Zachariah is here in the first place, everyone can see it as you see the locket that hangs from Zachariah's neck, currently alight. Everyone knowing that means it's pointing towards the other end. As everyone keeps an eye out for the ship where you are supposed to meet the other party, the one who made you go through all of this to get here, and they better be thankful for it. The pirates' crew, the Rust Knots. You have this moment of calm to talk amongst each other if you'd like.
I think Aura will go around and gently check in on the crew members see if anyone's hurt. Probably ask if Daphne, check in on Daphne, make sure where she is so that she can accompany her.
Yep, she'll join you. She will go and say I'm looking for their names again because I already forgot.
Coco and Squeeg?
Coco and Squee, yeah. She's surprisingly, but unsurprisingly, Coco and Squee somehow ended up with knives in them as everything was happening. And they should be handled now.
You see the tiny captain tilts her head to the side a little bit with a smile on her face.
She just like
Was it the new game I taught them? Daphne hears in her head.
Game?
Yes.
You teach them a game involving knives?
Oh yes, it's quite fun. You put your hand down, and basically you have, as quickly as you can, have to go through slots in your fingers to make sure you don't cut off one of your fingers.
Are you joking?
Am I? Want to flip a coin? And she flicks a coin out from her sleeve.
I still don't know why we even let... Who leaves the knives out for them? I mean, I know weapons aren't hard to come by here, but... It seems like something that should be thought about.
Daphne, as you say that, you catch someone ducking out in the corner of your vision. You hear, oh shit, and just like someone walking away really fast towards
turns.
You see Roland, the ship's bard, quickly making his escape as he just tries to duck out immediately after hearing your conversation.
Roland, I have a question for you.
Oh yes, I might have an answer. What's going on, first matey? How you doing?
First mate?
Yes, that's correct. Everything just happened. I just want to. I was going to head out downstairs to check up on other people and get some rest.
Mm-hmm. Where did you leave your knives?
Oh, on the ship. Why don't you go ahead and ask? I don't know what the degree's about. I'm just like, Zachariah, that folk over there. I mean, look at him. Look at his chest.
What about his chest?
Exactly. I'm going to go down now and deal with things and be a good leader, and I'm gonna go do that now.
And put your knives away. They're up here, by the way.
Oh. And as you see the two kobolds recently patched up with their knives out, the two of them look towards you, Captain, and they're like, "You're right. That game was really fun."
Yeah, and then they hear she signs to them so that everyone can read. Yes, but it's not supposed to go in your stomach.
How the fuck did you get in your stomach?
That game.
It's
really
off
fun. Limits.
Boo. Daphne hears in her head.
If I boot Daphne, am I not in trouble? Put your damn knives away, Roland. Good lord. We're lucky we got through that. You see Clarence coming out like, were you two playing with knives in the middle of a storm?
Smart. Smart.
The two kobolds look towards you, Captain, like, oh, we're gonna get scolded. We need you to get us out, kind of way.
You see the captain immediately starts quickly signing. It's important to be up to date on your dexterous skills, especially given to the foray that we're going to enter. I believe it's more so a test for the dexterity. Given that one handles our gunsmen, I would prefer that they be adept with their hands. And it's really just a skill test to ensure that we are keeping up to date with our crew and make sure that we are as quick as we can be.
Well, to be frank, I think there may be some less dangerous ways to keep up to date with.
But is that as fun?
Yeah. Looks at you. Daphne. Roland goes, yeah. Daphne. First mate.
All right, hold on now. Dora sees the gang up, puts her hands out, and goes, no more knives. No more knives.
I guess you can play the game with a pencil. That'll go wrong too.
I think
somehow,
Humphrey
and I
has
know it.
some forks or something you could use.
No,
Zachariah
Don't mind
piped
me.
in.
Don't use
Spoons,
my
perhaps?
cutlery.
Oh, no spoons either.
Zachariah, where's that compass pointing to?
Oh, okay.
And you point. Out of the this light is oozing out of the bottom half of this compass, which is completely missing, as a spectral sort of like arrow of light is pointing outwardly towards a direction. Helgen, you oblige and begin to sail and use the car that way.
Probably also, Hilgen is just going to be quietly handling the helm. And then from above, there's a screech as an eagle returns and just lands and perches on the rail next to Hilgen while he takes the time as he is sailing to look at the environment. He uses his sense weather ability, where after staring for 1 minute, he can predict the weather within the next 24 hours. Just to be sure if he needs to prepare for another crazy storm.
You have the feeling that it's going to be calm for a bit. It's going to be calm for the next few hours. You have moved against where the clouds are moving, and you're past this storm, and you are thankful for that.
Certainly.
I will say now that everyone's gathered around, as Clarence goes, all right, well, we're past that whole mess, but now we might be potentially getting into another one. Captain, you've got some. You got a plan for this upcoming little tete-a-tete?
Well, a plan? That doesn't seem very fun.
Goodness.
However, given that we do fall under the Sadist Boots Confederation of Piracy, let's try to keep it civil, shall we, everyone? And she's relaying this through Daphne.
Aye.
So, does anyone want to say anything else before we move on? Okay. The ship sails towards the direction before you see carving a shape in the mist, a ship. The form finally resolves when you get closer, as you see before you an unusual sight for the ages. Now, most ships are made out of wood, very traditionally, but this one is made out of a harder material, rusted iron. On this ship, this absolute juggernaut of a ship with multiple cannons sticking out the side, you see like grafted on like the pieces that are wood are other like plates of like other plates of iron. It is a very sort of like like put together, very rough looking, like rough hewn ship. But that is the signature of this group that you see. You've heard about it, but this is your first time seeing it. A big tool of pirates is the use of fear, so no one gets hurt during a robbery. You have your reputation. They have a fucking big ass ship. As you get closer, for those of you gifted with good eyesight, from farther away, Hillian most definitely, and for anyone looking through
my spyglass,
you see that there are a group. There's a group of people already waiting. It seems at the very forefront of all of them, you see a turtle, a large turtle man, with both of his eyes sort of like has a milky sort of look on them, and he has these arcane runes on his shell, along with other iron plates and stuff on there. Just as he's staring at you back with a spyglass, Zachariah.
Give him a little.
You got them all waving.
You eventually get closer. As Hillian navigating the ship, a man approaches you, Jasper Verafale, one of your crewmates, 7 years, a veteran of the Blackguards, and the backup helmsman for when you're not on the ship. He goes ahead and he places a hand on the wheel, staring at the ship as it comes in, and then he just says, I'll keep it warm for you, brother. Relinquishing you so you can join the captain.
Yeah, I let go and I pat on his shoulder as I go. I know you will, my friend. Make sure you stay late out here. We should have a few hours of good weather. For now.
Hopefully there's no chaos then, yeah?
If there is no chaos, then perhaps we have lost our captain.
He nods.
And with that, just
you will.
Just goes to follow Aura.
The group sort of assembles. The captain, you with your you're picking with a certain group of people. The deal was that you were meeting on their ship. And as it gets closer and you all survey the situation, you do see people posted up. There's people with masks, people with flintlock weapons and muskets, standing on a side holding it, and they stand at attention now, looking towards you. Men in rusted armor, all heavy and such. And as it gets closer, the turtle man kind of puts down his spyglass, looks towards you, Hillian, as you get closer, as the ropes are being tied and a board is being put up between you. The tortoise looks towards you, Hillian, and goes, "Ah, Captain, so glad for you to be here. What took you so long?"
Hillian has a moment when he hears that, and then he just looks at Aura and smiles. Just to see what Aura will say if she wants, because
she was already jumping on the correction.
Hillian hears a voice in his head. Yes, Captain. What shall we do?
And Hillian has a slight nod at Aura as he goes, "Well, yes, it was. You must apologize, my crew. It was quite a difficult navigation, but our helm person definitely had a great care of the helm." And then he just points at Aura.
Oh,
Big
It
fucking
was.
door.
It just goes. It was a tall order to handle the storm, but she
Oh,
actually
she
made
stepped on
it
his
great.
foot. She stepped on his foot on the tall order thing.
goes, oh, didn't see you there. And Daphne, you're like, oh, these two are just messing.
She is just like, we're about to go into like a negotiation and we're doing but she doesn't say anything.
Well, Captain Boreas, looking towards Hilgen, because no one's correcting him.
Hilgen is just keeping up like a.
Goes, Captain Marazar will see you shortly. I'm the first mate. Whiskey Breeze.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Whiskey Breeze, and I am looking forward to meeting your captain.
Yeah.
My fellow companions shall accompany me, and they look forward to the encounter.
Yes, bring as many as you'd like.
I appreciate that.
I hope you don't mind the extra security.
I suppose when you have a ship such as this, you cannot be too careful, yes? Although I suppose I must ask if there is any other dangers or things that you might be expecting, as I would like to be prepared with my people.
Just come as you are.
I call over One-Eyed Jane if she's not with the group because she is our muscle and she is not fazed by what happened earlier.
Yeah, she'll come up and kind of stand at her full height, 5'7", and like cross her very muscular arms, and just no emotion, just blank face.
Damn. The Whiskey Breeze.
I'd like to shoot a quick message to Humphrey too, and she'll say, "I'm gonna give you the option. You can either go below deck and start preparing something wonderful for us, or you could join us on board. I have a feeling they're not well read, given the assumptions they're quick to make."
I answer in the head, "Oh, don't worry. I saw through them the second we stepped on their ship.
Brilliant.
Doesn't seem very, very welcoming."
And then I'll check in quickly with Zachariah, a quick message. And Zachariah will hear, "How are we doing?"
I don't know. He's gonna like just kind of under his arm kind of sign back to her.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just me, but I feel like they're overcompensating for something.
He hears a maniacal chuckle in his head as she says, "Excellent. Well done."
I'll let you know if I feel anything.
And then she'll finally check in with Daphne and say, "Well, first mate, what have we gleaned from this crew thus far?"
She signs back. It didn't take meeting them, but all the metal armor sinks quickly, I think.
However, the heavier a ship, the easier it is to course through a storm. We'll see how resilient they are, shall we?
You don't need that when you have a skilled helmsman.
She tips her hat.
You know, a captain usually wears a hat, looking at you, Hojin. But I noticed the small one's wearing, your helmsman's wearing a hat.
Yes. I believe she earned it the first time that she sailed us through a storm. It was quite a sight to see, and it was the reward that we gave her.
All right,
Does he
cool.
see how tall the wheel is compared to how tall she is?
He does look at that. He does like looks between the two. He's gonna make an insight check now.
And I wanna help
Easy
Helgen out.
hands.
I want to help hedge now, and Zach will kind of pipe up a little bit. You should have seen her. She was on like all fours on the wheel, just spinning. It was wild.
Like a Cirque du Soleil act, just
I'm just imagining a full spin and just
All right. Go ahead and make a deception check with advantage.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
You have to beat a 25.
Oh man.
Izzy Hands is good at insight.
Oh lord.
We've been watching our flag means death, so
Love that show.
You said okay.
With advantage.
I mean
Ooh. It's okay.
no. Computer says no.
it probably doesn't help that
11.
Daphne just like is like trying to hold back how annoyed she is by all of this too.
So pissed.
I mean, Hilton is not, he's not like he's not face. He's not really. He's just going with it for the fuck of it with Aura. So he's not like he's very good at poker facing this.
Having a habit of making fool of old people, I see. Amen, brother. Clarence goes as he just steps onto the ship. But before Whiskey Breeze can go on further, he goes, your repetition precedes you. You have quite the ship with you. She gets us through. Looks at your ship and just goes, don't think it can compare much to the Injusticar, though.
It's pronounced the Injusticar.
What was that?
Actually. It's pronounced the Injusticar.
He goes, all right, Injusticar. Injusticar. No, you said it right the first time. You had it there, Whiskey Breeze. What was it? The Justicar? No. When she corrected you, you said it.
Never mind.
Hilton just leans to Aura. Is that really how we pronounce it?
You hear him. You just hear laughing in your head.
Everyone boards the ship. Before you board, Captain, Captain, you're real quick. A pale elf steps in front of you. Brooke. She just goes, let me come with you.
She raises an eyebrow. Something to prove, Brooke?
Everything.
To a certain someone? Oh.
She then tilts her head at that with like when you say certain someone. She just goes, to you, I guess.
Oh. All right. She hears the disappointment in her head.
She just sighs.
It's not good enough gossip.
So Clarence, Brooke, and the six of you get on the ship. You would think
I would say on the way, can I size up Whiskey Breeze? I want to do my size up ability to like get a read on him, and what I mainly want to know is, would he be more difficult to take in a fight than Clarence?
You are going after the old people.
Can I kill this old guy without difficulty? So you're looking.
I learned their CR, and then I know their maneuver DC.
Strangely enough for you, would be less than a challenge than Clarence. Maneuver DC you find there is a strange sort of like, despite his like old age, there is a strange sort of like sage like warriorly wisdom to him somehow. The maneuver save DC you find you think is going to be 14.
And while that is happening too, I feel like Hilgen would like to case the ship as they're boarding it, just sort of take note of all this, all the guard stuff, all the security and everything. He would just try to keep an eye on whether or not there's anything that may be not as obvious.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Gladly.
With your specialty.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
What exactly do I do for the specialty? Just
Oh.
go.
Add an expertise die.
Yeah, roll d4 on top of it. Oh, so so to tell you up front what everyone can see up front, people posted above and around heavy weapons, armor. There's a theme among them. But what you can see, Hiljan, that they don't, as you're just focused on it, is that not only do these people have like firearms and malls and stuff that are currently out, but a few of them, especially the people towards the top, they have like beneath their coats, seemingly these round shaped objects with a fuse at the end. Dynamite, bombs,
Explosives.
You see that out
No.
Okay.
That was a realization for myself. But I definitely would probably, Hiljan would probably, as he's moving around, he would just casually tap Aura's shoulder as he would just sign that, as he would just do that sign, and then he just basically have a nodding toward the people on the top, sort of pointing out.
She'll take that in, nod back at him, and quickly send a message. Yes, they seem to go out with a bang.
As this happens, you see the door to the sort of captain's quarters opens. Where on your ship, the captain's quarters located towards the bottom. It seems like this one's more traditional somehow, towards the top.
Loser.
You see you see a rather buff woman, above human woman with it says a red bandana and a bit older in the face, come out with one big table underneath her arm, and a chair in the other. She makes her way out to the front in the ship, and you guys thought, oh, it'd be nice to meet in the belly of the ship where meetings happen. But as she brings out the table, you guys realize, oh, we're talking in the rain. Cool.
And she brought out one chair.
She puts down the table, and then she puts the chair towards your side.
Okay.
As she does, she kind of brings her hands together. She goes, "The captain will be with you shortly." She crosses her arms, looking at Aura, and goes, "I take it you're the..." "No, you're the captain." Looks at the Hiljan. "No, wait, no, you're the captain." Looks towards you. Looks towards Aura. "So one of you's the captains. You're the wanted poster has both of your faces on it."
Me, I'm the captain.
You're the captain. All right, that means. I guess that means. Looks towards One-Eye Jane. That means you're the first mate then, huh?
I am the first mate.
No, you're not.
That's Pound Cake.
You're right. She's the captain.
Oh, she's the captain.
No. Captain Aura.
Points to Humphrey and goes, "Helmsman."
Oh, okay. And looks at One-Eye Jane. So if you're not the first mate, then you're the. Every ship I've seen has a weird cook.
You see the hat tip. I am the cook. She signs.
And then you see Hilton just point up at the eagle flying above and says, Captain.
Whiskey Breeze just goes, don't fucking pay attention to them. Just look cool. Don't.
We rotate the roles depending on the week, so.
Yeah, it's my turn next week. I'm really excited.
Or assigns democracy.
Whiskey Breeze just goes, what the fuck? She goes, the woman goes,
We're terrible.
the Blackguards. And she stands off to the side as you hear a heavy coming from the captain's quarters. You see a hand grab onto the doorway as this person, this dragonborn, leans their head from below to not hit their head on not hit their head on the doorway above. Standing completely straight up, he is about 7.5 feet. A black dragonborn with removed with his scales are partially like some of them seems to be removed. You see that there are signs of combat, harsh combat, like all over his face. A scarred veteran. Some of his scales are replaced with varying degrees of metal, each with different degrees of like rust on them. Iron, copper, some of them gold, platinum, all over his form. He has one eye that's completely gone white, and you see that he has a huge scar with 2 marks like gashed across it on there. And he is currently holding in one hand this very large piece of armor that when he puts down next to the table, it on an iron ship, it like reverberates the ship. He leans onto the table as Whiskey Breeze takes to his side, and he reaches into his pocket and puts down a small box. Captain Boreas, you honor me. Looking towards you, Aura.
Aura steps forward, gently waving Daphne forward with her to translate as she says, in honor of the sadist Boot Pirate Confederation and the Jetsam King, thank you for allowing us onto your ship.
I understand, with the security surrounding us, that there might be the illusion of something unsavory that might happen. But I assure you, I'm a pirate. That means I have honor. He gestures towards the one seat for you, Captain.
I will look to my crew and sign, does anyone need to sit down and rest?
I just nod to Aura, sort of like as a proceed. Encouraging.
And then she'll make eye contact with Zachariah, and her eyes flick to the box because she assumed that's half of the compass. So she'll take her seat.
Goes, the ever-popular, the ever-present Blackguard's gallery. Looking at your ship towards the rest of the crew as he just takes in each and every one of you. He just goes, it's about time I met some legends on the seas. Yes. Then looks towards you, Captain Aura. He goes, but enough with the trivialities. You came here for a purpose. Whiskey Breeze leaves for a moment. Yes. This, correct? As Captain Marzar opens up the box, and you see inside the bottom half of the compass.
Can I just keep my eyes on Whiskey Breeze?
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Where he's going.
I got you. Zachariah, you see this. Humphrey, you're keeping an eye out. Whiskey Breeze does come back eventually with a bottle of some kind of alcohol in a decanter. Multiple cups. 2 cups, not multiple. Whiskey Breeze puts it out, 1 cup in front of you, Captain, in front of both the captains. And he just pours. We're discussing the trade on this here novelty. I'm afraid it's not very useful to those without the knowledge. But you can go ahead and inspect it if you want, see if it's true and genuine. I'll give you that moment.
She will look to Zachariah.
Zach's been just eyes on it the entire time. He'll step forward.
And while he steps forward, she quickly shoots a message to Daphne and goes, keep your eyes on Zach.
Zach, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I fucking knew it.
And I would like to, since she told me to keep my eyes, I will insight check him. Just to sense if anything
Question.
is the matter.
What, because I do have, is this a charm or a...
It is not a charm or an effect to frighten you.
Spell?
Not a spell.
Fatigue, paralyzed, stunned, any of that?
None of those.
Okay. All right, a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
Zachariah, you step forward tentatively. And you hear, clear as day, no one around you. Please. Please don't. He's all I have. A familiar voice. As that happens, you freeze. Daphne, you see this occur. That he seems very visibly affected. All of a sudden. He stepped forward and then he stopped.
I'll go to inspect it instead then, to try to cover up. Did I see anything wrong with the box or with the item?
Give me an engineering or an investigation check.
I think I'm not proficient in either, so I'll just click on investigation. Seven.
Your eyes, they flit between the compass on his the compass around his neck and one of the box, and it seems like they would come together if they were put together. But that's the most part what you can see. It's damaged. It's seen some worn.
Throughout this time, Hildren is just going to keep his keen senses and prophetic instincts always on the alert, just in case any of the surroundings were to shift or those around.
All right, definitely.
Did Whiskey Breeze do anything shifty with the drinks that he brought?
You're definitely keeping an eye. I'm just saying, he poured the drinks. He left it there. It didn't seem like, he did anything, forthright.
Okay.
You see the captain looks towards Zachariah, regarding him for a moment. He looks at Zachariah's pendant. He goes, "Huh. Curious."
In his head, he'll immediately. Oh, yeah, we go.
What's the matter with him?
In his head, at that, he'll hear, "The more you take, the more you leave behind. Tell me, Captain, what am I?"
Son of a bitch.
I put my hand on Zachariah's shoulder and try to just kind of look at him, like see, like maybe shake him a little bit, see like if he's okay.
Zachariah, you are stunned in this moment. You hear that voice almost calling out to you. And this sting like hits you in the chest. It sounds so familiar, and yet you don't know. Shortly after, you hear the sound of the waters around you, encompassing your entire everything that you can hear, until a hand is placed on your shoulder, and you snap out of it.
I just kind of look at Daphne. Just checking. I'll just reach down. I'll pick up the piece.
You pick it up, and the large dragonborn is keeping a direct eye on you. Whiskey Breeze goes, "We were wondering what exactly the nature of this item is."
This aura has been dealing cards. She's shuffling and dealing cards out with the captain.
He looks down. What's going on? And the captain just goes, "No, let her do it."
And he'll hear the voice in his head go again. "The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?"
He goes, What is she doing? What is she?
Probably a riddle, she says to him.
This is the captain of
Humphrey
the
rolls
Blackguards.
his
Let her do her work. Captain, we need to talk about the nature of the item. Whiskey Breeze, I'm talking to the captain of the Blackguards. All right, fine. And so Whiskey Breeze keeps his eye on you instead, on Zachariah. But Zachariah, as you look at look at it and you hold it, there is an eagerness in the air that you feel coming directly from the pendant on your chest. These sounds rush into your head. They don't say anything. These voices don't say anything. It's whispers, but there's almost like you're reaching a climax. It feels like you need to put the two and two together. There's a warmth in your hand. There's a fuzziness, like pins and needles, accompanying the touch and feel of the bottom half.
I kind of look up at Daphne, and then I look at Whiskey Breeze. Where did you find this?
I was hoping the captain would tell you, but it seems like I'm not being distracted right now, so... He goes, believe it or not, we don't actually know. Someone gave it to us. Without warning.
Who
I wish
give
we-
you it?
Goes, an older man. Didn't give us a name. Said the compass would lead us towards unknown treasure.
With old men.
What was that?
Nothing.
Clarence just goes,
When-
don't be a smartass.
Yeah, when you hear stumble, Aura clanks down a few gold coins on the table, with the cards, just to distract him for a little bit. She's just trying to keep tensions.
Oh, One-Eyed
Fair.
Jane. Sorry, she'll like kind of go over to the table and put like a coin and just kind of slide it over and just be like, my money's on the captain, and just like step back, like now riveted by this gambling game that's going on.
He puts his hand on top for a second. The captain puts his hand on top of the table and goes, I'll put us on pause for now. We have important business. I'll beat you after our negotiation.
The captain then hears in his head, do you give up? My riddle.
Let's
The
get
answer
this.
you-
Let's get this
The answer
through
you
first.
seek. Hmm?
Let's get through this first. I'm not in the mood for riddles.
Footsteps. She cuts him off in his head. Footsteps. The Bandy Wallop is known to be an ancient civilization. Some of divine power and means. But unfortunately, Captain, I fear that is all you will find once you reach its short footsteps. Artifacts, ancient. Corpses, deceased, dust. Footsteps in the sand that have long been brushed away. That is what you seek. Now, of course, since you know of what you do, she indicates to the first mate. We have been told of relics, gold. We have not been given exact information, but we have done a little research on our end. And we feel, and she looks at your ship, which is a hunk of metal, and looks to theirs, that perhaps something in a smaller package, and she leans and puts her face on her hands, would be better suited to something so... secretive. You do make quite a statement, I must say. It's impressive.
You want to talk about statements? Yes. You claim a smaller package is more secretive, but it's the spirit behind the package, don't you think? He gestures towards your ship. And he goes, a ship of the line. A gift for an empress. Says, the empire which waters we are trading on right now. Yes. Who's bigger than who?
Shall I whip it out?
Whiskey Breeze goes, stop. Fucking... Alright, that's enough. Captain, goodness.
She gargles a laugh and says, Captain, we are two personalities. We cannot both go together to the Bandy Wallop.
I'm not as brave as you. Because I'm not as foolish.
Gargled laugh out loud.
trekking my way through any of these waters between a heated war between two people. Sailing a pirate flag as notorious as yours? Only the Blackguards. Says, the Blackguards Gallery. 10 years notorious. Sailing across the 9 seas of Sandrelor. Says, a stain on the says, on every nation's royal navy. Goes,
Anything but foolish. Or else, how would it still be here? For all the reasons you listed.
Or is trying very hard not to smile.
Maybe you're the most foolish one out of the lot.
Slaps a card down in front, turns it. It's a king. King of diamonds. What do you want? Indicates to the compass. Come now. Let's speak in numbers.
We can speak in numbers. I received the bottom half of this compass from a mysterious man. Older gentleman. I couldn't relate to you his name. Yes, but he promised us fortune. From where? From what? I'm not sure. We just had to find the other half. Yes. And he gave us 10,000 gold along with it as well. Now, I'm not foolish enough to not question my benefactors. Going to certain death is certain doom. But it's a risk that pirates know very well. It's one that we take. It's what makes us legends. But he stands and he just goes, the bandy wallop, you say. Combining these two pieces will lead you towards a wholly forgotten place.
Footsteps in the sand, Captain.
Footsteps in the sands. I'm not one for chasing ghosts. He taps the table and he just goes, you can have this. But I want you to teach me why the Blackguards are as feared as they are. Yes, because if I'm not impressed by you at the end of this hour, then I know all those legends are bullshit. And you are no Blackguards.
No, we're just fools, are we not, Captain?
He just goes,
Dead, dagger, fucking eyes.
he snaps his fingers. And you see Whiskey Breeze starts going, oh, great. He starts reaching into his shell. He just goes, I want to take on one of you. Anyone you choose. I'll fight them right here on this ship. Whoever yields first loses. He leans in and he goes, if you win, you get the compass. We make this nice and easy. There's no trouble with the Confederation. None of us here wants to get the boot.
So under the table, it's a game. as opposed to a battle, one would say. We would hate to be called to court for breaking one of the rules of the Confederation.
Right. If I win, a pile of papers is placed in front of the on the table. Whiskey Breeze rolls one of them out. Aurelia Boreas, Hiljan Iselwyn, 50,000 gold pieces, a bounty poster. Humphrey, 15,000 gold pieces. Clarence, 5,000 gold pieces. Another poster with a different parchment, much more cleaner than the rest. Daphne Kalinda, 27,000 gold pieces. As the last poster unfurls, you see Captain Marzar. It doesn't let unfurl; he just grabs it. And I'll say for Zachariah with a passive perception of how much?
20.
With a passive perception of 20.
I also had 22.
You catch Captain Marzar look towards One-Eyed Jane for a moment, glimpses at her, and just pulls that poster back before letting it unfurl, and just shoves it into Whiskey Breeze's chest. Whiskey Breeze pauses for a moment before putting it into a shell.
Did it say it said One-Eyed Jane?
He did not let it unfurl. He looked towards it was the captain looked towards One-Eyed Jane and then took the poster away. He goes, I get to capitalize on one of these bounties. You're worth a lot.
We're a bunch of fools.
It's fools that need killing.
It's fools that make changes.
I can't argue with that.
What game would you indulge us in? I see the deal laid out before me, and she is checking in with every single person, bopping in their head as she's signing to the captain. What I see here before us is we have a... You will give us this compass and merely collect that. That is all you want? A little blackmail? There's nothing else that you would desire?
Just a test. That's it. A bit of added reputation to the Rustnuts for stealing away the captain of Blackguard. And a fair and honest fight doesn't sound too bad either. But this, he points at the compass. If what you said to me is right, that's risk. And I'm no fool.
When he says risk, Aura picks up the coin One-Eyed Jane put down, flips it to her, and goes, I do love a good risk. Don't you, One-Eyed Jane? Her eyes flick to her.
She'll catch it in the air and just kind of spin it around in her fingers. Oh, I love a good game, Captain. And I also want to use my Battle Moxie, takes one and no one, to see if the captain is proficient with more than simple weapons. And I know he probably has combat maneuvers, but I want to make sure he has access to more than simple weapons.
He has access to more than simple weapons.
Yeah.
His skill proficiency is definitely like takes one to no one. I'm gonna go. Take it a step further. Probably has like the same skill set as you to a degree. So simple martial weapons. He put that heavy armor on the side, so he probably wears that or some kind of weird message from him. But you are he's definitely like regarded as someone who's very intimidating and strong.
Okay.
While we're at it, I'm gonna size him up as well.
Definitely.
Just for that maneuver DC.
I've got one too. For my
I love how we're all like,
comes
get the deets on this bro now.
Whiskey Breeze is like, Jesus, why is everyone staring at me?
It comes from fashion sense, ironically enough.
Let's fucking go.
I can make an insider history check against a DC equal to the creature's passive deception check score, and to learn whether the creature has a lower charisma score than myself. And my charisma score is 12.
All right, give me
I
a.
would use history.
Give me a check. Yeah.
I also have some.
Wait, can we make it canon that when Aura was checking in, everyone was like, I got it, and
Yeah. I rolled a 19.
That beats his passive deception. He has a higher charisma than you.
Okay. I just want to use it. I used it once at least.
Okay. To go back to Zachariah, his maneuver DC is 15. And Humphrey, you were doing something?
Not on him per se, but more on the area. I can have a sense for secrets. I can spend 1 minute to observe an area and see if there's any traps, trick doors, unusual features of a non-magical nature within 30 feet of us.
You don't have to wait a minute. You've been doing that during this talk. Just flat out no traps, nothing. You do also catch what Hiljan Cat was like. Oh, these guys have bombs. But other than that, there's no like other things like present out here that no nasty surprises.
Okay.
Do I think this guy would be easier to beat up than Clarence? Or harder? Everything goes back to that man.
Clarence is gonna whoop your ass.
The same level, seemingly the same level as Clarence.
Okay.
Aura, well, everyone is, doing everyone is getting notes. She will tap the compass and sign aloud. You give
I
us
have
the
not
compass.
taken it out of my hand, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Pats gently
I've been
Zachariah.
gripping it.
Gently Zachariah, and also shooting a mess. While she's signing, she shoots a message in his head. Don't show them your card, Zachariah. Ease up. And she's going to sign. We get the compass, and we get to choose the game. Since we're not fighting, right? It would be illegal.
Oh, I was talking about fighting, yeah. I do.
We get to choose the game.
I don't find that to be very impressive.
Oh, wow. This isn't very fun, is it? And you see as she slumps deeper into her chair. You've threatened me and my crew with a bounty, and all I want is a game? And you cannot give that to us. What are you scared of, Captain? And she flips over her cards. It's a full flush. Losing? To a fool?
Damn, she's good. The captain looks down at the table regarding everything with the silent, like, harsh judgment like he's always had so far. He regards it for a moment before looking at you. Give me a persuasion check.
Yes. And I would like to size myself up to kind of maybe play with my great sword that's on my back right now and kind of like tilting my head to the side, like smiling. And I'm going to use my imposing prowess, and you're making a check for deception or persuasion. Your ally rerolls the check, gaining an expertise on the die. So if you fail it, then you can reroll.
Perfect. And I already have expertise on negotiation, so would this count, Tim?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Play Level Up Advanced 5th Edition. It's great.
Please level up. It's good.
They turned looking at people into a huge mechanic, and I love it.
We are so collaborative.
Okay, and then I add, what was that? I add one more. What was that, Kendra?
You can re-roll it if it's not high enough.
Okay, that's 16. I don't know if that's going to be high enough. Should I re-roll it?
Oh wait, sorry. Gaining an expertise die on the roll.
Okay, so then I get to add an additional D4, correct?
Yep.
If you already have it, you roll a d6. If you already have it.
Oh, great. So now so do I roll sorry guys. We're learning as we go. So would I roll an additional D6?
So instead of rolling a d4, you would get a d6. It just goes,
okay.
The die type increases.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 16 plus. Damn it, I rolled better on the D4.
I'll take you 4. I'll take you 4.
Thank you. 30, 20.
So that exceeds DC. The DC was 20.
Let's fucking go, team.
One-eyed Jane
So,
clutch.
One-eyed Jane crosses her arms, looking bigger, and you see also Brooke stands next to her. Brooke is much smaller than One-eyed Jane.
God damn it, Brooke.
Scrawny, but she stands with her arms across as well, and she looks threatening as well. But also, One-eyed Jane is just a lot more has a lot more presence.
I like vaguely lean over slightly, so like from the camera view, I like block Brooke a little bit.
Brooke goes, "You die next, pretty boy." He just goes, "All right. What kind of game?"
She turns to her crew.
Goes, "Now, Captain Marazar, this is I'll go ahead and tell you right away, this is a blessing in disguise. You've made the right choice." Goes, "A wager, dueling against any member of the Blackguard, it's a wager you're asking to lose." Yes. Now, for a game. Oh, goodness. Yes, I suppose there's no fish in the seas right now. I would love to catch a big one.
He would forfeit.
How about a game of chess?
Aura puts one hand up to Clarence and says to the group, "Does anyone have a game they'd like to play with the captain? We all have been informed of him, yes?"
How about a swimming competition?
I'm terrible at swimming.
What a shame. She looks at the captain.
All I asked was for an honest duel.
And is it not swimming the greatest duel a pirate can make? At the
No,
end of their life?
fighting.
Captain, you do realize I'm trying to protect both our crews going forward should something go amiss. Unless you would like to explain to the king why one of my crew was harmed.
At the very least, I would like honor and regards to whatever our duel would be, having us both on equal ground. And then he looks towards Zachariah for a moment, gripping the compass. He goes,
when she said to ease up, I would, my grip will at least like ease, but it's staying in my hand.
He goes, "Oh, it's staying in your hand?"
Yeah, it'll stay in my hand, but like I'll let it.
He goes,
I'll loosen my grip.
"That's not yours yet." Gestures towards the box.
Be careful ordering around one of my crew, Captain. Equal, yes.
Equal.
A combat, you say? Well then, bear wrestling. Is that not combat? Is it not strength? We draw a circle on the bow. Perhaps whoever can push the first person out of the circle wins.
Wait, Captain, where are you gonna get a bear from, though?
She flips her eyes to One-Eyed Jane.
I'm the bear, Zachariah. It's me. I'm sorry. It's me.
It's me. I'm the bear. It's me.
It's me.
He goes,
It's me. Hi, I'm the bear.
He-
It's
Oh,
me.
yeah.
he looks at One-Eyed Jane, like looking her up and down, and a toothy smirk hits the half of his face. He just goes, "This one." He goes, "My leg's bigger than her."
Should you do any malicious harm to my crewmate, we will have to act accordingly in regards to the Sadist Boot Pirate Confederacy. So let's keep it playful, Captain.
I wouldn't dream of dishonoring the Confederation. You know why they call it Sadist Boot?
You are preaching to me. But please, enlighten me.
He stands up. He pushes the table with one hand off to the side. And he just goes, "Because nothing falls on you faster." All right. He goes, "And what do I have the pleasure of calling you?" Looking at One-Eyed Jane.
You will call me One-Eyed Jane.
There's a very audible eye roll coming from your side, as Brooke just rolls her eyes. He goes,
Brooke.
"One-Eyed Jane, may I ask how?"
You mean
Yeah.
she'll point to her? Oh. Well, you see, I was on a ship much like this one when a storm raged from the east. It's kind of foreboding. Happened just today. Well, anyways, I was going toe to toe. 15 crew were closing in on me, and I only had one option. Sacrifice the eye, sacrifice the leg. I kind of like my legs. So, that's how I lost it. I won the fight, by the way, just in case you were wondering.
As much as obvious, yeah.
Hilgen hears in his head, "This is why I chose her."
Hilton just has that moment when he just looks at her and gives a slight nod. He's been quiet and just observant the whole time.
Well then, are you prepared to have just 50,000 gold pieces hanging on your shoulder? The heads of your captain and your helmsman, all staked on some wrestling.
And my cook, and my first mate, and the sanity of my navigator, as well as that paper that you've put in your shell.
That was all implied.
Oh, was it?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is the bird gonna be the captain? If we lose?
Not.
There's a bird?
He's just.
Well then, shall we? He points at the, you know how that there's in the middle of a ship, there's a barge with that can look down into the lower decks. There's a panel of 4 next to each other, and it's a good enough size to use as sort of actually a makeshift ring. As he steps onto the thing, he leaves his armor plate behind, and people begin to clear the way. One-Eyed Jane, you hear people laughing, snarking from in the distance as people around you are of course underestimating you. They always do.
People mean looks.
He's like,
If you, some of them, when you flash a look at them, they immediately like, okay, they like clam up, like it's like, okay, we need to shut up. So, standing in the midst of this, a circle around the Captain Marazar. Zachariah, you notice something that everyone's keeping their attention on that, of course, but you notice something a bit strange. Currently, sitting on top of like one of the rungs on the mast is a kestrel bird. Very famously not a seabird.
I mean, we have an eagle, so.
Oh, well. But a kestrel is a smaller bird, and it seems to be shaking its feathers, wet, cold. That's not supposed to be here.
It's wet. Oh, it did just rain.
Yeah. As you take notice of that, Captain Marazar raises up his arms, and he goes, "This is the manner of duel in which the great infamous Blackguard's gallery has chosen for me. Yes. A wrestling match with One-Eyed Jane, staking their entire reputation on it. Yes. Yes. I suppose I can do them the leniency of asking you if you want to yield before the events occur."
One-Eyed Jane will just kind of size him up and down and just start laughing. Just, if you're afraid, just say so now.
All right. The first one who gets pushed out of bounds loses. Does that sound fair?
Fair as piracy can be.
As fair as you can make it. You ready?
Yeah, just 1 second. Jane will kind of stand at attention, crack her knuckles, and like kind of like a bloodthirsty smile will break across her face as she really size him up and down. And I will enter into a rage as I just start laughing.
As you start laughing and the smile breaks across your face, he just real quick, what is everyone's passive perception?
17.
Mine is
13.
Right, it's
15.
22.
Oh,
17.
Geez.
15.
For everyone 20 and above, you hear from One-Eyed Jane a slight a humming sound.
Was it? Did we hear that before already, or was it the first time?
This is the first time.
Oh, sounds like the Jane engine just started.
Did you say it's like mechanical humming?
Ew.
What kind of humming is it?
It's it's not a mechanical one. You guys definitely don't know what that is. It's just it's strange. It's like a melodic, sort of like very low sound. You have to focus on it, but it's there.
It's the announcement of the pain train, is what it is.
Jane with the pain train.
Yeah.
While everyone's attention is on that, I just am gonna, because Aura's short, I'm just gonna kind of like hip bump her, like bump her head with my hip, I guess. Like just like very gently, just to like get her attention to be like thing, and then I won't look down at you, but I'll like I still have the compass in my hand, but I'll sort of like point my pinky up at the kestrel to point it out to her.
A little cute shaking bird.
Mm-mm. May I insight check?
Yes.
Can I also insight check this bird?
Hell yeah.
Can I check if there's like people guarding the
Can
captain's
someone
quarters and everything?
point the wildlife person
yeah.
to the goddamn kestrel?
One second. One second. Kev, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Is someone like is everyone just watching this fight, or is there still people like guarding the captain's quarters?
There are
and everything?
definitely much more people watching the fight. It actually does seem like for you, Humphrey, that the captain's quarters been left open.
I'll just kind of like every time like people are looking, I'm just like taking steps back and just like kind of backing up slowly towards it.
Make a stealth check with advantage.
Don't steal. Don't steal. On that, saying that, Victor, Aura will alert you of the kestrel.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
That's why I let
what
Aura
can
know
add?
because I figured Aura could spread.
I don't want to do anything anymore.
It's
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking roll this anyway then.
So I have steely, mean, watchful eye. So I have advantage on insight checks made to determine hostile intent, predict violence, hostile intent,
Advantage.
or to predict violence.
It's with advantage.
okay.
Is this insight wisdom?
Oh, a
Insight
30.
wisdom 30.
30.
30? You got a
30.
what?
16.
Humphrey fades. Just it's
I'm too focused checking. I'm watching like the crowd for any signs of foul play with what's about to happen. I'm just keeping an
Okay.
eye out, and I don't even notice Humphrey Wolf.
acknowledged. And to be fair, no one notices. It's the opacity slider on an image editor. You just click on Humphrey, just 0%.
I'm also going to take advantage of my Destiny Knows for Trouble, which means that if me or an ally that I can see fails an insight check, I can use my reaction to spend my inspiration and learn any information that would have been gained by a successful insight check.
Oh, that's good. I love this module.
This module's dope.
Okay.
Dirty 20 for insight for Aura.
So I will say, none of you roll particular. You are viewing this kestrel, and for you, Aura, you specifically, the kestrel does seem to be surveying. Like it's shaking and such, and like it's cold, but it's watching. Its eyes are directed downwards towards what's happening. And I do have to speed this up a little bit. But Humphrey, you fade off, and Zachariah, you are regarding this kestrel, this small bird, but it stands out. It seems strange, as the Captain Marazar kind of stamps his foot, and goes, "Just all right then, One-Eyed Jane, just hither." As he just goes ahead and rushes towards you.
I'll meet him in the middle. We're rushing at each other.
All right, let's roll initiative.
Thunderclap.
May I also roll initiative?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh.
For the initiative,
Should I also?
what are we rolling it
Since
under?
I'm,
Like
Oh, this one's for specifically dexterity. Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there's an athletics
Captain
version.
Aurora would want her helm Hilton to be.
Hey, what did you roll with athletics, One-Eyed Jane? I found out there's an option.
Oh yeah. Okay, let me do that. Okay. Well, 13.
You are raging, so you have advantage on any strength checks.
Yes.
You were right. You were right.
Damn.
Yes, you do.
13. 12 for
well.
Aura, and I'll relay the information to Hilgen about the kestrel.
He goes, He's going to attempt to make a grapple. I'll make a grapple on you. We're gonna make contending athletics checks.
Excuse me for 1 second.
27.
You
Oh, and I
technically
do
have
get
advantage.
Yeah, I mean, just for the hell of it, why not? Okay, I'll stick with the 27.
The both of you collide as you feel genuinely this almost like shockwave kind of like reverberate throughout the place as the two of their foreheads crash against one another. Their hands clamped on each other's shoulders as they begin pushing. But you're definitely having the upper hand here as you're pushing back. Towards him. His feet are skidding back, and even he's a little surprised. He just goes. Did the black says, was it luck? Did the Blackguards get by with blind fucking luck? Show me. So that failed on his end. Why don't you go ahead and give me an athletics? Oh, your turn, I mean.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my bonus action and activate my Battleborn, so I can use my strength modifier when either rolling a strength athletics check or dealing damage. But
yes,
it's just athletics.
You double your strength modifier.
Yeah.
Get it.
Nice.
So and then I get advantage.
Oh gosh.
15.
And then you add your modifier again, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So 20.
Oh.
So let me see real quick. What did you roll on the die?
15.
Was that with your modifier and everything added?
Oh. How do you? Oh, here we go.
Athletics climbing
Yeah,
is
6.
what you
The
roll.
modifier was a 6.
So your modifier is 6. So you have an ability.
No,
the
the die was a 6.
when you roll below a 10, it becomes a 10 instead. And you have two expertise die on athletics. So
I do.
So that is you rolled a 6, so that's gonna be like a 19.
Okay.
And then go ahead and roll a d6.
Oh, damn.
3.
And then plus 5, so 27.
So 27.
27. Okay, cool.
Damn.
Goes
This guy's screwed.
as the two of you are like two great powers colliding. One-Eyed Jane, you grip a part of his his underbody, and he just goes, "Show me!" Everyone sees Captain Marzar become a blur, and all of a sudden, there is a flying figure.
Mother, it's the fucking Testrel.
There is a flying figure. The mystery of where Captain Marzar went is quickly solved as One-Eyed Jane chucks him and his full 7.5-foot form sails through the air and off the ship.
The swimming competition!
Clarence just
I
goes.
immediately want to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to immediately point at the turtle and just be like, I challenge you, if you don't empty your shell and give me that piece of parchment, you're next.
All right, no, yeah, you can have it, yeah. Can we do that in private?
Okay,
Can we
that's
do that
what
in
I
private,
thought.
though? Can I do that in private? Can I do that after I need to go get the captain? He can't swim.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Oh, that's right. He can't.
They just killed someone.
He goes, Captain!
just kill the captain right off, like after complaining about no fighting. We just drowned the guy.
He looks at the other deck and just goes, "Help you, Captain!" And you see multiple deckhands are diving over to go help Captain Marzar, who just got tossed over the fucking ship.
I like to imagine the camera is from like the side of the ship, and it's just all of the crew's heads just going.
Uh,
Except it's just Aura's hat.
You hear You hear
Oh my God.
from the ship below. You hear the captain go, "Help! Oh, oh God!" As that happens, as everyone's intended with that, Zachariah, your eyes do go flit up again to see the Kestrel, seemingly after this, fly towards the Inustakar. And with that, we're gonna end it here.
How?
I know.
You.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We have a time limit. We set a time limit with this game, and my games usually go much longer, but we have to break it up here.
Oh man.
There's so much more I want to do. Oh goodness.
What Jane destroyed that guy.
Ego boost.
Let's go.
Starting the
Imagine
game.
that before the fight starts, Humphrey was just like looking with the smirk that he has on his art, like waiting for this shit to happen. Like it isn't the first time someone got their ass whooped.
Wow. Yesterday,
Alright,
Tim
I'm
said
sorry.
One-Eyed Jane can't roll. I thought something like she can't get below 20 or something on an athletics check, I think is what
Yeah,
he
the
said.
minimum. So she has like a plus like 9 to her athletics, and then like 2 expertise die, so which is a D6. So like, yeah, if she rolls below a 10, her thing just becomes a 10, and then you add all the modifiers, so it's at least always like a 20.
So he's like, "You fools," and I'm like, "She's gonna whoop your ass, bitch."
Oh, this little girl. This is who you're gonna put me up against. Oh! This man has never been lifted in his life ever since he was a baby. So with that happening, that's like the biggest surprise for anyone.
So show me what you're.
Anyways,
Yay, good job, team!
Woo!
Fun.
And one.
But yes, please check out the links below. Check out our sponsor. They are empowering our magical boat ride across the Bavarian Ocean. It's going to be great. If you had fun with us, then you're definitely gonna have fun with this.
Yeah.
Shout
also check out
out.
next session.
Yes,
see what
next
else
session. 8 p.m. Eastern time on Friday for the next 6 weeks or so. And I mean, if you already watched it, you probably know this, but we go up on podcast basically everywhere the next day, and YouTube within the next 2 days if you need to catch up, miss anything. And there's also I want to thank Kate Owens again for making our art for this game of all our characters, just like she did for the Lanaya Expedition, which is also the point. Of course, you can always catch the Lanaya Expedition on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, I think that's everything.
With that said, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna catch you next time. Arr.